Hello everyone, and welcome to Outside the Box Soaps. Today I am going to be making a soap that will be fragranced with Orchid and Pink Amber from Wholesale Supplies. It's a really nice fragrance. I love orchids, so I really like the fragrance. And I'm going to be doing sort of an in the pot swirl. I'm going to be trying to do some piping on top. It's going to be one of the longer ones. But I will stop and start so that you don't have to go through the agony with me. So what I'm using today, I have aloe oil, apricot kernel oil, castor, coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter, and I've got a lot of additives, and Ruby is acting up in the background, so give me just a sec. So I've got a lot of additives today also. I'm going to be adding some cream. I'm going to be adding some kaolin clay. And I had put silk into the lye water, and I've also used some sodium lactate. So let's get started. Looks like everything is at temperature, and we should be ready to rock and roll. And I'm hoping that it will be a good soaping day today. So I'm just straining the lye water a bit, because I did add some silk in there. And the sodium lactate is liquid, which shouldn't make a difference in terms of straining, but just like to do it anyway. And this bowl is quite full. I probably should have used a bigger one, but I'm going to be separating it out pretty soon, so. All right, don't want to do too much blending, so I'm going to add all this stuff in. And I've also got some white orchid colorant mixed in there, which is starting to show up a little bit, but I'm going to add titanium dioxide as well. So there is the cream. I'll just get this to emulsification and bring you right back. Alright, so I have mixed pretty much all of my colors and fragrances together. I have a titanium dioxide, which is going to be my base. And then I have a gold sparkle mica there. Then I have a matte ultramarine pink, to which I added a little bit of electric bubblegum just to brighten it up a bit. And then this last one is ultramarine orchid. So I'm basically using some orchid colors. I'm using orchid pink, gold, and white. And I'm just going to put a little bit more titanium dioxide in here, because I really would like this to be pretty white to create a contrast. And I find a lot of times it doesn't look that way, and then when it dries out it does. So I think we're probably in good shape right now. So the one thing I did want to do was to take some of this out and just divide up a little bit of the base color. Hopefully I'll be able to do some piping at the end. So let me grab a container to do that. So I'm pouring, I guess, maybe about that much in here. And I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'm hoping that it will be enough to fill the piping bag. I'm not looking to do a whole lot of piping. I just want to do sort of a row on the top. So we'll see how that works out. Now, in terms of the swirl, going to be doing something here that's a little different. I guess it's kind of a combination of an in the pot swirl with maybe a faux funnel swirl. I'm not really sure, but what I'm going to do is just sort of drop the colors in here in a sort of a faux funnel kind of way. So we'll start with the purple, then I'm going to add some of the gold, and then next I'm going to add some pink in the center, and then I'm going to just go through the rest of these, and that, as you can see, that little circle's getting bigger as I continue to pour, but we're keeping that circular pattern by pouring right into the center again. I'm not sure if it's going all the way down. Hope so. All right, let me try aiming a little bit higher here, and I think that's doing better. Gold in the middle. And then some more pink. And I think I'll do just one more pour with these. And that will leave me a little bit left in the cups. So if I get to the point of piping with this, I may want to just use that. Okay, so here is what we have right now, and you can see that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just gonna take the mold and see a little bit of residue left in that corner. I'm going to just pull this out. Sorry about that. Just like getting nice straight corners, and that's not going to happen if there's something gucking it up. Alright, so it looks to me like it's ready. So now I'm going to let this bowl do the design for me. I'm just going to start to kind of fold this all in. And I see that there's big white gaps at the top, so I'm going to try to keep that on the top surface here. Alright, and I'm going to tamp this down to get rid of the air bubbles. So let me just take it out of the way. Because I noticed that the camera shakes if I tamp it on the table. Alright, so I think the rest of this will be piping material. So it is not quite ready, as you can see. I'm going to let this sit a little bit and come back to you when it's a little better consistency for piping. Just to give you an update, so I'm still waiting for this to get to piping consistency, but I will show you what I did. I wanted the piping to be mixed, so rather than try and mix it in the piping bag, I've actually mixed some of the different colors into the bowl here. And it's interesting because what's happening is the colors look ready to pipe, but the white doesn't. So I don't know if this was a smart idea or a dumb one, but I guess we'll find out. So I do need to let this set up a bit more because the white is still a little too loose. So, but I did want to share with you what I was doing here, and hopefully I'll be able to keep some of those colors separated as it goes into the piping bag, and then when it pipes we'll get a lot of pretty colors coming out. So we'll see. All right. Okay, so I think that I'm about ready. Here is my piping bag with all of my mix in it. And what I want to do with this are some kind of long ribbons. And I'm thinking I might have, probably should have used a bigger piping tip on this. And I certainly can change it at this point, but I think I'm gonna just keep going with this one, and we'll see what it gives us. So I'm trying to just do some ribbons, and let's see if I can bring you in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. And it is still sort of loose. It's coming out really easily. And since I started this way on the bar, on the loaf, I'm going to just finish it this way. But I think that if I did this again, I would use the same tip, but in a larger size. And it looks like swirling the soap did work. I am getting some different colors coming out in there. And I also have some embeds that I'm going to put into this as well. So let me get this piped and not have you sit there bored out of your minds while I'm doing it, and then I'll come right back. Okay, and I'm back. So I have decided to go with the bigger tip for the second round because I still had pretty good amount of piping soap left. So now I've got the bigger tip in there, and we'll see what happens with that one. Of course, the soap is a little more set up, and I'm hoping you can see in the camera. Looks like you can. So I'm just sort of making a sort of a bumpy ribbon with this. Oh, this went off track. Oh well. And this is really more of the idea that I had in my head with using the bigger tip. So now I know that, and I can start off the right way the next time I decide to do a design like this. If I do. And I can tell you this fragrance is just so nice. One of the great things about using piping is that when I'm waiting for it to set up, I can go in and start my cleanup. So most of my cleanup is done because a lot of what's left here is disposable. Like the cups in the piping bag. So as I was rinsing the cup that had my fragrance oil in it, oh my God, the scent was just beautiful. So I hope that it will stay, come through in the soap, that it will stay in the soap once the soap's cured. It should. That's why I've been adding some kaolin clay to my recipes. It is reported to help keep the fragrance in your soaps when they cure. So I'm hoping that that will happen. This is a really pretty fragrance, and I really do like orchids. So it's not just orchid, it's got a couple of different tones to it, of course, as they all do. And it's sort of a little bit like peach or apricot when you first smell it. And then you can really pick up on the orchid fragrance. So I'm not a big fan of florals in perfumes. Usually go more with incense kinds of scents, but this is a nice one. So again, it came from Wholesale Supplies, and it is called Orchid with Pink Amber. Orchid and Pink Amber. All right, so there is my design. There's my loaf all done. And then I did make some embeds that I'm going to add in here. I don't know how they're going to look. They were really a pain in the neck because it wasn't a silicone mold that I used. It was one of those chocolate molds. And let me tell you, getting them out was not fun. So, let me see. I'm not sure how we want to arrange these in here. Maybe we can get 3 per bar. And I did go and I colored them with a brush and some micas. And I don't know how great a job I did with that, actually. But I thought it might add a little bit to it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish adding these in and spare you the pain and suffering and show you when it's all done. So here it is. I screwed up a bit on the embeds because looks like I didn't make quite enough. I think I was only planning on 2 per bar. I ended up doing 3 per bar, except for the ends where there's only 2 per bar. But these were so hard to get out of the mold that I'm just never doing them again unless I can find a silicone mold that works for orchids. But anyway, this is what it looks like now, and I will definitely take some pictures when it's cut, let you see what the inside looks like. So thanks again for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and happy soaping. See you in the next one.